Hello, and welcome to Improvisations on Growth with Madhu Einsiedler, business and life coach. My name is Adina Arhiri, inviting you to join us on a new episode of Madhu's COVID-19 Crisis Log. Have you wondered what happiness means to you? Have you ever noticed how you might be conditioned or influenced to believe that certain things and achievements are the key to your happiness? Has it happened to obtain such things and realize that they did not bring the expected level of happiness? And why would that be? I invite you to listen and explore the possibility that what you have learned about happiness is wrong or simply doesn't apply to you. What if the handful of people who oversee everything, what if they think the same way we just have? In the sense of, well, people don't even know what happiness is, and it's something different for each of them. They cannot even make this decision on their own. Why not create this illusion of happiness, or why not condition people to think happiness is a certain thing if they cannot even figure it out for themselves? So my point again is, I feel that once people are trained or they understand what makes them happy, that's going to give them the motivation to do certain things, but not when someone else decides for them.
I agree. I would support people so that they will be able to develop what satisfies them or what makes them happy. And if it's happiness, then it's happiness. If it's satisfaction, then it's satisfaction. And if it's growth, then it's growth, whatever. But so that they can make their own decision. And I totally agree with you. I mean, advertising and marketing tries to tell us what makes us happy. And it tries to tell us that we need to strive for happiness. And it defines for us how happiness should feel. And in my definition, what we learn on TV, in movies, and through advertising is something that I would probably call more fun than happiness.
One of my favorite expressions, especially here, is like live life to the fullest. What does that mean? When I hear people giving this advice, like live life to the fullest, I'm like, do you even understand what that means to you?
Exactly. And we have this idea in our head. So you live your life to the fullest. You need to, I don't know, travel and have 10 pairs of shoes
and
every month or
double
every week,
that,
whatever.
The relationships and
yeah.
Monogamy is not one of the things of living life to the fullest.
And I'm like, how did we come up with this, for me, really crazy, stupid definitions, and then not only come up with this, but spend a lot of money so that we make people believe that this is really what life is about. But then, of course, this is how a lot of people make money from it, because they make other people believe that you need the new shoes because they want to sell the new shoes. This is what advertising and marketing is all about. So I make you believe that you need this. And then suddenly we are in this rat race. So I need to work hard in order to buy all this stuff, because I learned that all this stuff makes me happy. Or I learned that I can only be happy when I have size double slim instead of be the size that I am. Or I can only be happy when my face is without wrinkles and my hair is without gray, which the latter is true. I can only be happy when my hair is without gray. But
let me tell you, I do agree with the travel, but not necessarily in the money sense. What I've noticed, and here's my learning about happiness, so to speak. I love to travel, but then I realized what I actually love more than traveling. When I realized that is when I did a couple of trips alone. And let me tell you, it was a little blah. Even if the destination was great, it was blah. And then I realized that it's not the actual travel. The travel is just like the context, is really who you share your experiences with. Because that would have changed the whole thing. I still would want to do the traveling, but if you don't do it with the person or persons who make you happy, it's like, why am I paying for this, pretty much?
I could link this wonderfully back to our last podcast, that it's about togetherness and being together and feeling the community and, sharing the experience. And this is what COVID-19 has actually robbed us of. And I hope that we realize that it has robbed us of that. And we realize the value that community has for us. Coming back to your example of your colleague who now rather stays at home, I could interpret staying at home, maybe with her family and friends and going to Starbucks or whatever, is also a way of creating community and experiencing community in a way that I really like, that satisfies me or makes me happy or makes me joyous or whatever word we want to use here. But this also means that, wow, going into work, I have not experienced work as a community. And maybe it's because there was this objectification that we were talking about in the earlier podcast as well.
Or maybe it's just a matter of balance. It's just too much of it. 5 days a week or even 6 days a week, morning till night. I mean, maybe she misses her job. But she just found something else that she was missing that she wasn't even aware of. And that's what the virus did. Like, you don't even know what you're missing until the universe, like, plants you in it, so to speak. So that's how I interpret it, because she does miss it. But for me, she just sounded so much more balanced.
Yeah. And I just had this conversation with a client of mine last week, and she was like, yeah, I'm working in a home office, and my partner is working in a home office, and we tend to our child. The child is like 3 years old, and we just really enjoy this. We cook a lot, and we have a lot of family time. I've never worked as much as I work now in the home office, she said, and that's true for both of them. But somehow we have managed to create this family feeling, and I can go out and have a coffee with my partner, and we share the playing time with our little one. And so there's this sense of family that just gets lost when you sit in an office for 12 or 14 hours, and then you have to commute on top of it. And so I think I just really hope that people will drive this change. That people will want to keep what they have now experienced and that they will want to try and keep this. And then I think the organizational change and the economical change has a chance to come from that.
Thank you for listening to Madhu's COVID-19 Crisis Log. We trust that our improvisations have sparkled new ideas and points of view that you are eager to explore on your own. Pondering at one's happiness is no easy task. Yet, as we observe our current world, which has been focusing so much on coercing us to obtain material things with the promise of happiness, we can't help but wonder if there is more out there that can fulfill our hearts and make us grow. And if you feel like you have found some answers to these questions, please email Madhu at madhu@einsiedler.at or leave your feedback on her social media on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Don't stop exploring and stay tuned for our new episode.